28 years of life. Safe to say, that I've had a lot of life lessons. I always thought I knew best, to be honest, but at times I actually didn't know best. For some reason it feels like the last year has been the biggest in my life, and I've had some massive realizations and developed more than ever. I feel like now I'm in the best place I could possibly be. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm doing 28 things I've learned at 28. Seriously, I've been trying so long to fix the angle and I can't fix it, but this is as best as it's gonna get, I think. I've recently just had my birthday. I just turned 28. Yay, happy birthday to me. And I realised like the past year or so I've actually had the biggest turnaround and my life has changed for the better so much. 28 years of life on this planet has really taught me some things. Right now I'm the most knowledgeable I've ever been, of course. So I'm gonna give you my 28 years of life lessons. Just sit back, relax, take it easy, and let's go. I just got my little iPad to help me because I've written them all down. If I look down, I'm looking at my iPad. But yeah, the first important lesson is such a cliche lesson, and I'm just gonna say it. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody is coming to save you. At the end of the day, it's only you for you, and I'm not going to say too much about that one, but just bear that in mind. Number 2, you never really truly know anybody. You may think you know someone, like I, as you know, was in a relationship for 5 years. I still don't think I knew him fully, and there was always like other sides to him that I was learning constantly. Even with my friendships that I've had for like 10 years or 4 or 5 years, whatever, those people, I still don't know them. I still see new sides to them all the time. Sometimes their reactions to things can shock me, good, whether it be good or bad. Life is actually full of seasons. It's good and bad. So right now you might be going through a bad season where nothing is going well. You're like struggling. You're wondering if anything's going to get any better. But then just look back, like you've definitely had good seasons where everything was going right and you're in a so much better position than what you were in, or you thought you was at a great position at that time, or you were really happy. Whatever it is, you go through seasons of good and bad. So if you're in that bad season now, it's going to get better. And if you're in a good season now, sorry to tell you, but it might get worse before it also gets better. And that's just how life is. It can't be good all the time and it can't be bad all the time. And then just simply, if it doesn't serve you, then don't. So if the person or the thing doesn't bring happiness to you, doesn't teach you a life lesson, or serve one of your daily needs of living somehow, or your social needs, whatever it is, doesn't bring anything to you, just don't do it. Don't bother with it. It's a waste of your time. So life has lessons, and with those lessons you shouldn't ignore them. If something's coming up to you repetitively, you need to think, why is this happening? It's a lesson. And then not everyone will like you, and that's okay. Like, you know what's funny is when I was younger I used to expect every single person to like me, and I used to get personally offended if they didn't like me. But sometimes they don't, and sometimes it's for no good reason. They might just not like you just because they don't like you. To grow, you need to go out of your comfort zone. So to get out of the comfort zone, if you're stuck in your own little bubble every single day and you're doing the same thing all the time, it's not going to change any results in your life. If you're going to grow and develop, you've got to try something new. You've got to do things that feel uncomfortable and they don't feel good. And then remember, there's more to life than work. What is on your life outside of work should be more focused on than your work. Of course, work is important. We need it to survive, and a lot of time you can find your social relationships there. You learn new skills, and it's like how you feel valued as a person. But there is so much more to life than that, because just think, you've seen it everywhere probably. If they could get rid of you one day, they'll hire someone the next day. Like, they're not gonna, most employers anyway, don't value you that much. Enjoy the process. So like sometimes life is so rubbish, and I think like some things just happen and you just think, what is my life right now? But enjoy the process of it. Those bad times are going to teach you good things. And also sometimes when I'm in a good moment, I'm not enjoying it because I'm thinking about the next thing that's going to happen, and that means I'm sometimes not truly enjoying my life. And then don't force anything in life. So if you have to force something, I feel like it's just pointless. So don't force that conversation with someone. If they don't want to have a conversation with you, then oh well, you'll find someone else to have a conversation with. And if you don't, then still, would you want to have a conversation and waste your time with someone that's not really listening to you, or not really interested in what you have to say, or can't contribute anything to you? And also, that's just like conversations, but like relationship, jobs, anything, if it doesn't work and it's not working for you, don't bother with it. So you control your life and you can do anything you want. And I've sort of said this before on the TikTok. In my life, it sounds cocky, but I don't think there's anything I can't do. If I really actually fully put my mind to something, I can do it. So anything you want, go for it. There's always a way, and sometimes it takes longer, but there's always a way to do something. And it might be different routes, but that you will find your way. No one's gonna love you, guide you, support you and comfort you more than you, because guess what? You know you the best. And sometimes other people, they can be you know what, sometimes humans are so great and they can be so sympathetic and empathetic, but what works for some people doesn't always work for you. Outside words are always nice, but no one can comfort yourself more than yourself. Material possessions are irrelevant. I was so obsessed with like, oh, I need the latest phone, I need the latest gadget, I need this, I need that. But like, you know what I realized is when I buy these things, they only bring me temporary happiness. Don't bother with it. Of course it's nice to have a nice phone and material possessions, of course it is. We all enjoy having nice things in life, but but it's not the be all and end all. And when you die, are you going to bring those things with you? No, and it's not really going to be worth anything. Your last moments before you die, you're not going to be thinking about the latest phone that you got or whatever. You're going to be thinking about, no, I just imagine that all the memories and things you've had will just be quickly flashing into your mind. Trust your gut. If you feel like a situation isn't right, if you feel like there's a red flag, and again on the other side, if you feel like, okay, this is the right decision for me and I've got to go this way, trust it. Don't do something because you feel bad for someone. You're never really doing it for the right reason if you're just doing it because you feel bad for someone. You can't pour from an empty cup. What I mean by this is, if you don't feel good in yourself, how are you gonna give love or give the support or do something for someone else? You need to first look at yourself and take care of yourself before you take care of anyone else, because you are the most important. Observe the way you feel on other people and how they make you feel. So if you feel like when you're with someone they can make you feel a certain type of way about yourself, but actually I have friends that I can be around and I don't feel any negative emotion about myself. I don't feel like I'm like, I don't know if everyone thinks the same as me, but sometimes when I'm around certain people I feel like maybe I feel bad for doing something, for example. But with certain friends I'll never ever feel that way because they just make me feel good about myself. So yeah, just actually start taking note about how you feel around certain people, and it will make you realise if you should be around that person or not. Protect your energy, and then you're not missing out by staying home. When I was younger, yeah, I always say when I was younger, just only until recently, to be honest, in the last year or so, I've realised that me staying at home, I'm not missing out. I had such a bad fear of missing out. I'm not missing out on anything. There's nothing happening at the clubs or at these social events. There's nothing really happening. I can gain more from staying home, or I can gain more by doing an activity on my own or with a friend. You can still go out and be social, but if you don't choose to, don't feel bad. You're not missing out on anything. Okay, next one is another big one I've learned in the last year, and is that it's okay to be lonely. I always thought there was some sort of issue with it, and if I was on my own then I was strange or weird, but I've realised actually being in my own company is great because I can do the things that I want to do in my own time. I've got so many hobbies. I'm finding out so many things that I like. Also, I feel like everyone feels loneliness. You know how many TikToks I've seen people saying, oh, weekend on their own, and they're crying because they feel lonely and stuff, and I just think, yeah, I've gone through that and I felt like that, and sometimes I still do feel like you can't feel 100% about something every single day. And I'm just laughing because this is another lesson that I still need to learn. Don't take everything so personally. Like, not everything's aimed at you directly. If someone makes a comment, it's not aimed at you directly, and if they say something, they're probably not really thinking into it as much as what you are. They're not thinking about me as much as I'm thinking about me. You won't know the value of a moment until it's a memory. When you're in the moment, you need to fully enjoy it and fully be present in it, because when you're down the line and you look back, even if it was like a memory yesterday, last week, 2 years ago, that's when you think like, how great was that time, and you realise how good it was. But at the time you probably wasn't really thinking into it. You were just living in that moment. I do that all the time. I'm not appreciating the moment until I look back on it later on and I'm like, wow, that was great, but I need to be more present. Being focused on what you're grateful for is good because it's going to take away from you focusing on the things you're lacking in life. And also believe in yourself and believe in your decisions. Those two I'm just kind of skip on because I think they just speak for themselves. And regrets are pointless. If you didn't choose that path, you wouldn't be where you are now. And again, I've said it before, I'll say it again, life has lessons and you can learn something from everything. So even if I've made the worst decision possible, it's actually not the worst decision because I've learned something from it. Don't be afraid. If you are, you won't take any risks and your life won't change. And I've kind of said that before, like you need to get out of your comfort zone. Don't be afraid of life. As long as you tried your best and or you had good intentions when doing something, that's all that matters. And that's what you can say in everything in life, in every situation. As long as you've done your best, what else can you do? Pace yourself. This is another thing that's important for me because I need to remember pace is important in life. I can't have everything right now. So if I had come out of school, college, whatever, and everything I ever wanted, like the salary that I wanted, the job that I wanted, the relationship that I wanted, if everything was there on my plate, what would life be? What am I going to be trying to aim for and achieve? Because I've got everything I want already. Life comes at a pace. Sometimes you've got a good job and a bad relationship, or you might have all together. It comes at a pace and you've got to work, and you can't have everything at once. You work towards different things at different times. My final one, which is number 28, which again I think ties them all together, is that you never stop learning in life. And I've kind of said it as well. Like I said at the beginning of the video, me being whatever age I was, I thought I knew everything. Right now, I think I know everything that there is to know. I think, what else possibly could I learn? But that's life. In a year, 2 years, even 6 months from now, I'm going to know things I didn't know before. Hopefully there'll be things that will enable me to be a better person or a better version of myself, do better in life, and enable me to grow. Sometimes life can be so dull day to day. You get up, you go to work, you do the same thing again and again. And it can be repetitive. When you're looking at your life, it's in sections. Where I am now is not where I was a year ago. And where I was a year ago, I wasn't there 2 years before that. Constantly learning, constantly changing, constantly evolving. That's my 28 lessons. I hope it all made sense to you. I hope it was interesting to you, and I hope you've actually learned something and perhaps feel a bit better that like life isn't always going to be on a straight and narrow, and whatever life throws at you, you've got this. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in next week's video. Bye.